Versace.
Can you do earbuds to this system? Like,
the shit, Bluetooth only one could connect the Bluetooth at a time. That's the only problem with that. Unless the earbuds has like a headphone connect adapter. But I saw like these wireless mics that like you can have the mic here and you can connect it like a headphone. But that only works if we all here and not with a guest. Because you can't hear it in I think who I was watching. That's why somebody would do it with the nigga Whiskey and Kicks, they had the little mic on. And I Googled that shit, so there's different ways you can do that shit.
but I like to eat, man. I listen to our podcast. What is that in the car on Apple? What's that?
Nigga, you want to listen to podcast? You can't even say what the fuck it is.
No. I got the app on my phone.
Yeah, Apple Podcast.
Yeah, Apple Podcast. I was listening to. I said we sound real clear with these, man. I'm glad we upgraded. Cause they used to say, man, I can barely hear you.
Yeah, them boom mics.
Yeah. I was listening to it the other day in the car. Some of that shit just cut on. I'm like, I guess the one me and you last did, me and you was in the studio.
Yeah, that was like, last week? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, something like that.
Dang, Donovan ain't recovered yet.
He said that trainer whooping his ass though. Third.
That nigga old, bro. He should bounce back by now.
I'm sure it ain't easy when he's 47 years old. Going from an Achilles versus 27. I'm sure it ain't easy. That's for sure. Sure it ain't easy, bro.
You playing music?
Not yet.
Oh. But how long that shit been? About 2 months, 3 months, 4 months?
January?
January.
Ain't what January he tore that joint.
About to be 4 months.
Boy got the fancy new tablet. Whoo, that boy got bread. He got the tablet, that boy got that
Let me
bread.
answer this right quick.
That boy got that
Hello?
bread.
You know what I'm talking about, bread, brother?
That's the one Tiffany got, boy. That joint nice. Hers ain't that big.
Huh?
Trade your shit in?
Yeah, I don't really need an iPad. I don't use it, bro. Just
A
to
zone for what?
trade shit to the TV, bro.
I trade one in. Trade what's that in?
Yeah. Trade your MacBook in?
Oh, that's
Zone.
I trade the MacBook in.
All right. I hope it ain't today, but all right.
Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, that shit nice. That shit that did do everything like a computer. Yeah.
The Pro?
And you could get the little keyboard they can go to it and all that.
Yo, that's why I have a MacBook.
Yeah, that joint will work out perfect. Y'all wanna get started? You ready? Then I'll call it down.
Yeah, I'm doing a podcast. I can't do it. No, she can do it. I'm doing a podcast. And you're not going there, so don't fucking know. Do you want to still go there?
And we back for another episode of the Argument Brothers Podcast, Season 5. New episode of this year. Fellas, how you doing today?
We good, baby. We good.
Gucci. March Madness. You know, it's March. Some days it feel like March, and some days it feel like
Does it? Go ahead, does it?
yeah. Some days it feel like March. Some days it feel like November, December.
Yeah, we hitting all the seasons right now, bro.
If people don't know that we're based out of DC. It's an up and down year, a month for us in this weather, man. This weather's been something great some days. Yesterday, I think Thursday was around 80 degrees, and then today is around 50, 60.
50.
So it's up and down. It's everywhere. But, we're going to try to bring it to you as straight and to the point as possible when we get on this podcast. We talk about these sports. We take it seriously. We got one more guy, one more of our members. He's trying to call in. We don't know what he's really doing. He's just doing what he's doing. But, we're going to keep it moving. All right, fellas, man. Key already talked about a little bit with March Madness. It is March Madness. And, especially on the sports scene, basketball has been everywhere. I mean, this tournament has been a lot of classic games, classic moments. I mean, it's been a great tournament so far. And one of our first questions we're going to talk about real quick is the fact that there's no number one seeds in the Elite Eight right now. Key man, start us off. What's your thoughts on that? The fact that we have no number one seeds, all four has been eliminated to this point.
Man, I love. We had a statistician, man, and looked that up and see how many times it ever happened in the March Madness, man.
Bro,
I don't think it's ever happened.
Man.
All four seeds
never made the Elite Eight.
Yeah, number one seeds never made the Elite Eight. They probably never, but they just show the parity in college basketball right now. And I was having this conversation with Cassius last night. Man, him was talking about that, and he was like, he think it's due to COVID. You got all the people who got extra years eligibility back on. And now you got a lot of older kids who still got eligibility. He said he probably think it's gonna be like that for the next, by the time Bryce graduate, where you've seen everybody getting knocked off these other schools where kids stand, because he said he think he still got 3 years left. possibly 4. You know what I'm saying?
But we ain't trying to spend 7 years in college, bro.
Yeah. Well, shit. If you get a master's degree and all that,
scholarship, why not, right?
Yeah, right. If they paying for it and you get a master's degree and all that, why not? You know what I'm saying? So, and it's free, and you know what I'm saying. But you just saw that all year. You never saw a dominant team. I'm kind of not surprised because all year, normally, in the past, you'll be like, bro, for sure these two teams are probably going to make it to the Elite Eight or the Final Four. You never saw that all year. Everybody's pretty much equal, and you can get beat any given night. And that's before all this even started. One game you can play but man, that's why that dude make that bracket, bro. If you get everything right, because that would never happen in the history.
No, it won't.
You got a better chance of winning the lottery. But it's been good ball though, man. Like I've really been enjoying it. The men and the women. So it's been very competitive. All games been like close. So hey, that's why they call it March Madness.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the reason why it's probably so popular. People take off work when the first weekend of the tournament because there's so many upsets. And then it just shows, bro, as a kid, you may not be highly recruited to the Dukes, the Kentuckys, the big power teams. You can go play at a mid-major and still get your name, be recognized if your team make it to March Madness. And you can make a run. You can make a name for yourself. But the games are always great every year. It seems like just this year, a lot more non-recognized teams, the big dogs, it just didn't fall for them. You got Florida Atlantic, making it to the Elite Eight. You had Fairleigh Dickinson making it to the Sweet 16. You got teams that normally is not in the mix this late. But, man, it's phenomenal for everybody, man. I'm sure the NCAA is happy. The fans are happy. People have lost a lot of money, I'm sure. Every bracket, I'm guaranteed, it's probably 99.999%, man. Everybody bracket is torn up with a lot of these teams getting knocked off. And I don't know if we're going to see this ever happen again, this all the one seeds gone. Because this always got one number one seed that's just dominant. But, yeah, man, I'm locked into the tournaments, man. Definitely.
I think this is two things that we're starting to see. One, you're starting to see that the COVID year is having an effect on the way these teams are coming in, playing, having that extra year or two, to be able to physically mature as well, and to also assess their game as far as and what they produce for a team. We're also seeing the transfer portal becoming a part of what the issues are. It's not an issue, but just a change in where you see like a lot of the parity in college sports, especially college basketball. And then the third thing that you're really seeing is the OTE, the G League. A lot of those top players, a lot of that top talent, a lot of those top tier players who normally go to college are not going to college anymore.
Yeah.
Now they're coming in. They're coming in. They're not playing within the organization. They're not playing within the organization, and they're not playing on the college level. And so at this point, you're starting to see this change in the guard because, like, guys could transfer to other universities, like the Nowell, who we're going to talk about in a minute, went from another, I don't know if it was Little Rock. He went from another organization, another school, and then he went into Kansas State. And now he can go from there and affect that team and play well and play a major role. And then he could take that. He could take other teams, and other players doing the same thing. It's the change where you're seeing like these leagues, these G leagues, these professional amateur leagues that you're starting to see. They're taking the top talent. I mean, think about how much of change we've seen from the year that Kentucky had 5 freshmen out there.
Right.
Right. Or not maybe just 5 freshmen. They had at one point they had 5 freshmen. I think that was the Randall team.
Mm-hmm.
They had 5 freshmen.
Yep.
And they had the twins out there, and then that team and then the next team came after them when they had a Booker in them.
Yep.
Look at that team. Like, those guys are not coming to college anymore.
Nah.
They're going to the OTEs. They're going to G League. They're going to, so that's changing. So you're not getting the top talent as far as the freshmen.
Yeah.
So that's affecting it. And like I said, the COVID year, what you talked about, that's affecting it. And then the fact that the transfer rule came in, so you don't have to sit. That's changing a lot of different teams.
Yeah, for real.
So you can go somewhere else. I mean, the kid Johnson, who collapsed on the floor in Florida, right? Felt like his role at Florida wasn't going to be able to. He wasn't be able to I guess I don't know if felt like he was not going to play out, whatnot. He felt like he wanted he wanted to go to a new team, a new organization, new school. He transferred to Kansas State. He starts immediately. Once he gets past, that's the kid that fell out, that passed out and almost died on the floor. You know that, so that actually happened. He ended up transferring to Kansas State. Look what he's doing. Yeah. Or like I said, Nowell or some of the other players. You're starting to see like the change in that regard, man. And I don't know if it's ever gonna be the same.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gonna be the same, man.
Like Cassius said, he said it probably another 4 years.
It's gonna take some time for people to get used to the transfer portal, these new professional leagues.
Yeah,
they're gonna get a lot of that talent. Guys who don't want to go to college. Right, it's only gonna be so many players, man. D, man, what's your thoughts, man?
Dude, talking with no volume. Technology challenge, bro.
So yeah, we can't hear you, bro.
There we go, bro. There we go.
We can hear you now. They got 2 23-year-olds on the team.
Oh.
Yeah.
Grown men.
Yeah, dang. He was in Baylor. He was in Baylor for 19 years.
Jeez.
Let me ask this question. Do you think this type of system that we're seeing in the men's game can become part of the women's game as well? I mean, because the women still have. Hold on. The women still have the blue blood teams.
Mm-hmm.
They still have. I mean, South Carolina. They still been winning. UConn still wins. LSU is winning right now. Stanford, even though they lost this year, has still been a top team in women's college basketball. So, like, what about their game is changing? Because even though it's not a uniqueness to their game, it's still the same. They still have a lot of blue blood teams that are winning the championships.
Well, it kind of changed. It kind of changed. It kind of changed, not a much, but a little bit. Like, you were able to transfer. Like, the girl came from Maryland, went to LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Was she a transfer? I thought she she was a recruit.
No, she was transfer. I'm talking about
from Baltimore.
She's from Baltimore, but
she started at Maryland. She played at University of Maryland.
Last year.
Go.
She was there 2 years.
She played at University of Maryland.
2 years.
So the thing is now that when coaches come, like you hire your good coaches, you able to get talent from other places instead of going straight trying to build it from scratch.
Yep.
Yeah, she played. Yeah, she's from Baltimore. She played 2 years at University of Maryland.
I mean, I know she's from Baltimore.
But she played 2 years.
Because she's from Baltimore,
She played.
She didn't go straight to LSU.
No, she played two.
Yeah, she's from Maryland.
She played 2 years in Maryland. Cause I follow on IG. And I
You like a game, kid?
I like a game and I like a business, bro. She got like the NIL. She using that to the fullest. She got a brother that played. But no, I just like that aspect of it. That now you don't have to wait to build a program. You can just go in the portal and go and get kids. Back and then you need to build your freshmen up. They might take 2-3 years. So the aspects of the women game, you feel like you ain't getting the shine where you at now, you can leave. But it ain't changed different. I just love the way the women games play. What don't make it change because they got to use their skills. They can't just jump over people and dunk over people. So you got to move the ball around. You got to actually run sets to score. So that would make the women game so beautiful to me because it's just so fundamental.
Yeah, I think too the training aspect of it now, like we knew men, kids, young boys was getting trained at an early age. Now the women is getting the same type of individual basketball training from these star trainers from a very early age, and then too, like you said, the portal is very, very important. And I think the talent level is just totally different now, right? The athletic ability is just better now than it was back in the past. Now, one thing I would like to change in the women's game, in the tournament, stop having these top teams play at home, right? Like it is Maryland played in Maryland. Like these top teams they playing home games basically, like the first 2 rounds, majority of the top seeds.
Well, I think they do that because of resources. That's not necessarily a ploy on the fact that you have the whole top 2 teams playing at home. I think that's a resource thing.
Yeah, I get it.
That's not I mean, if the NCAA invested more money into women's collegiate sports and just the tournament in general, I think they wouldn't have to have the first 2 home games hosted at home. But that's more of a resource thing.
Yeah, and I hope, and then women are bringing in more money, right? The TV deals, I think Dawn Staley and them talked about it. Getting a better TV deal, that also generates more money for the women's game. And then you won't have the same 4, 5, 6 teams going to the Elite 8, Sweet 16 every single year. Well, it's almost like an easy pass.
I mean, you're not seeing it this year. This is one of the first years in a while, but I mean, this is in women's sports and women's basketball. You see a lot of parity. There's teams like University of Miami, which nobody knew about before this particular run, is going into different homes and beating them.
Yeah.
They're beating people. They beat was it Villanova? I think it was Villanova. They beat some of the top teams. Number 1 seeds. Stanford lost.
Yeah.
Like there are teams out there beating other teams. Yeah, Ole Miss beat them. So it's a lot of different teams that are beating teams out there, man. And you just got to figure out, they got to figure out somewhere as far as the TV deals. I totally understand that, but I just want to see if they had a professional sport, what would happen to their game, right?
Yeah.
Would they really keep some of the best players? Because 9 times out of 10, after when a woman's collegiate career is over, they go overseas.
Yeah.
Or they play in the WNBA.
Right.
So if they ever get a league, professional league, something similar to what we have as far as the G League or the OTE, would their games stay the same?
It probably
it would be very interesting to see.
It'd be tough because, like I said, the recognition that these ladies are getting being in these tournaments is phenomenal, right? You making yourself a household name being in the March Madness tournament is like no other. You go into these G leagues like, the men are doing, you get lost for a year. Granted, you can still go to the NBA and make millions, but it's nothing like being in March Madness. And we talk about the kid Nowell next. Your name is a household name now. Being in March Madness, people are going to recognize you forever. And I think if that happens in a women's game, I think a lot of women will fall by the wayside by trying to chase the money, but you can't put a price on.
And to add to that, and to add to that, they don't make money. They don't make money like men. So a lot of them want that 4-year degree.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just in case for fallback. You know what I'm saying? They get a job, go overseas. That's a security. It ain't guaranteed. They gonna make multi-million-dollars like guys. So like my cousin, she overseas. You know what I'm saying? So
how many cousins you got, man?
No, the one that played for Texas A&M.
It's like you got a cousin every year in the tournament, dog.
Look, y'all heard me talk about Kayla Wells.
We know, but it seems like you got a cousin every year in the tournament.
Never heard of her. We heard of her. We heard you talk about her. We ain't never heard you talk to her. That's the difference.
That's my aunt daughter. But what I'm saying though, that's why they gonna go to college and get that 4-year degree. Yeah. Because they don't make money like boys make money, even if they go to the WNBA.
It's different. No. Let's move forward. Let's move forward, man. Let's move forward on this one. We don't want to sit on that, but we get with that point. I mean, yes. I mean, it is a good justice the fact that getting that degree means a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Because they need to have something else moving forward. Hopefully, at some point, they be able to make the amount of money to have the salaries, but that doesn't have to be the fallback, right? They can keep moving forward in their careers. Let's jump on Nowell, man. Like the kid that's kind of took the March Madness by storm. He's kind of been that lead player amongst all the other players that we've been hearing about, especially all the different storylines. This guy's storyline has been, a major factor in what we've been hearing as far as this Kansas State team, and hopefully they'll be able to try to get to the Final Four. Dante, I want you to start this off on this one, bro. Like, what was your thoughts on the play of watching this kid play? He's had 44 assists to only 11 turnovers. He had a 19 assist game, 20 points. Threw us some air balls, but that one play that we're going to talk about eventually, man. Give me your thoughts on this kid's play as far as how he's been doing in the tournament. Oh, what?
Draft?
No.
You don't think
Go
so?
ahead.
Wow.
Go ahead, Key. Key, your thoughts, man.
My thought is, bro, it's a great story. That's how you make your name. Everybody, players make their name in the tournament. When, because nobody really checked for Kansas State on a regular basis, on a January or November night. So, and it shows kids now that kids got the understanding now. You don't have to go to the Dukes or Kentucky or these household name school with the history to get shine. You can come from the, as long as you have a D1 that's going to get an opportunity to be in a tournament. You got skills. You got the internet now. You got talent. It's going to speak for itself. So it's great to see. It's just great to see. For me, I always been an underdog dude. Like growing up, rooting for the underdog team, and it's just good to see.
Dude, you root for Duke. What are you talking about?
But Duke was the underdog when I started rooting for them.
No, they wasn't.
They was.
No,
they was.
No, they was not.
But Duke was a bottom feeder. You younger than me. In the early 90s before Grant.
No, they went to the Final Four in the 80s. What are you talking about?
But they was rebuilding in the 80s. Duke ain't started.
Bro.
No, you can't talk to me.
No, they had Johnny Dawkins. They had other players.
But they wasn't winning championships.
That's the thing.
Johnny Dawkins was like one of their best recruits ever. He was starting to build.
Jay Billis is on the Final Four team.
No, bro,
What are you talking about?
Don, can you help me out right here, Don? Tell his boy Duke.
They had Danny Ferry on that
Tell
team.
his boy Duke didn't come a dynasty until Grant Hill got there. Period. Grant Hill, Christian Layton, Bobby Hurley. They didn't come a household name till them kids got there.
Duke was winning in the 80s.
Bro, they wasn't winning, bro. They was winning, but they wasn't dominant, bro. Every championship, when they went up against UNLV, they was underdog.
Key, listen to this dude.
All right, I said winning championships, bro. I don't care about losing in a championship, dog.
That's not.
It wasn't an underdog team, though.
With the underdog team.
Okay, I'm about to go. Hold up. Hold on.
You asked him a question, though. Let him finish.
Okay.
You asked him a question.
Okay. Yeah, I remember, but I was young. I wasn't watching Duke then. I ain't say they was. Bro, no. See, y'all.
No, Key.
Can I reply?
You said you like underdog team. I don't think Duke was underdog team.
So,
Key, you said Duke was not winning.
No.
Key, yes, you did. You did say that. You said verbatim Duke was not winning 8, and I just told you the Johnny Dawkins, Danny Ferry teams, they got to the Final Four.
Okay,
like
and that was their first time ever getting to the Final Four. That was their first time ever getting to the Final Four with the Danny Ferry team.
Okay.
That was their first. So they was underdogs. They wasn't Duke. They was underdogs.
Key.
If it's your first time getting to the Final Four.
Key, you literally went to two. We were talking. They were winning in the 80s. And then you brought out, you said, man, they ain't come a dynasty to the 90s.
They didn't.
Bro,
they didn't.
They won an underdog in the.
Did they win? Okay, how many championships they had before? Dog, I goes on championships,
college
dog.
basketball does not always measure by championships. It can be.
be.
You can be getting to the Final Four year in, year out.
But they wasn't getting like that. They wasn't going.
They were
good
team.
But I'm saying when I was rooting for them, they was favored to lose in every match.
But that's different than you.
So
say,
they was the underdog.
No, you just said they wasn't an underdog. They was a good
So
team.
they wasn't an underdog against UNLV.
That depends.
When UNLV, every team was underdog.
Exactly. So I was rooting for.
Keep cutting it out.
No.
Go ahead with all this one,
So see, y'all looking at now. So I was rooting for the underdog. Everybody in the hood was going with UNLV. Everybody was going with Michigan.
They were. Because that doesn't. First of all, you're actually wrong. Michigan was the underdog to Duke when they played them.
No,
yes, they were.
It wasn't.
Yes, they were.
It wasn't.
No, look at the odds. Yes, they were.
It wasn't, bro.
That Michigan team that came with Jalen Rose,
they picked them to beat.
They were not favored to win that game. No, they weren't.
Bro, how were you when they was watching that game?
In '92.
Yes.
Like 10 or 11.
And you wasn't checking no odds, bro. Stop it.
No, it doesn't matter. It wasn't
stop it. It wasn't checking no
First of all,
spread.
it doesn't matter. They were not.
They were, bro.
No,
they were.
not.
Raymond, can you?
No, do you not know?
Who was the fake?
No, you don't know that first. No.
The Michigan ain't Duke.
The Michigan team was not the number one seed.
Michigan
They
was
were not the
favored.
number one
Michigan
seed.
was favored. I remember.
They were. Michigan was not the favorite because they weren't not the number one seed.
We're going to disagree.
No, they ain't no disagree. You're wrong.
No, I'm not
You're
wrong.
I don't think Michigan was the favorite.
Michigan was not even a number one seed that year. Dog, Michigan lost 9-10 times. They lost 9-10 times that season.
So they do.
No, they did not.
They did.
No, they not. Duke was loaded.
They lost by 9-10 times that season.
No, they did not. They're the number one seed that year.
Man, Google it. Somebody Google it.
You need to Google it.
You got a fancy iPhone?
I'm about to continue my take.
Man,
so,
listen. Man, your take over, bro.
He's talking
man.
about the underdog. He's like, that's just not true.
We're talking about Noel.
No.
What we talking about?
Right.
Noel, bro.
So you cheer for Noel because he's on the.
No, I'm saying I like to see teams like Kansas State that nobody was checking for when it
I
came
get
to the
it.
tournament. Nobody had them going
Hey, it's
to
tough last year.
the Elite Eight. That's all I'm saying.
I get it.
So it's good to see that where now get kids saying I don't have to go here to get notoriety. You can actually go to other schools and get in the tournament and make a run for itself. So that's my point.
Yeah, I mean, I think for Nowell, man, he came back for this. He could have probably left and whether he went NBA or overseas. He came back for this moment, and he's making the most of it. You know, to be a playmaker, he can get to the basket, finish with either hand. He got great decision making, and you know, he's playing right like that run with Derrick Rose was on. Not saying he's on Derrick Rose level, but he's able to assist the basketball. He's explosive, and I think he probably made himself some money to get drafted, bro. Honestly. Because just based on what K-State was last year, nothing to this year making that run, man. Like, it's phenomenal what the kid's doing, man.
I mean, I just like his play. He's great. Yeah. You know, I like the fact, and to me, really honestly, it just shows the importance of having a point guard who makes great decisions. Mm-hmm. Like that's really the top tier thing that I see in his game. He's making the right decisions. Now his shot selection is not always the greatest, but the fact that he can make the decisions that he's making at that moment in a very intense game, especially the one against Michigan State, just shows that having a point guard at the collegiate level with his skill set is very important. In a position where a lot of people like to put the ball in the 2 or the 3 hands, it's good to have a point guard that can direct his team and keep moving them forward and make them play at a high level. Because a lot of these teams are missing it. You're starting to see it when they're playing against these other teams that they need a point guard. Yeah. They need somebody who can direct that traffic for them. And they're missing it. I saw that with Alabama. That's what I thought about when I was watching Bama. I was like, brother, the guards for Bama just don't make plays for anybody else but themselves. So, you know, they struggle when the teams start really clamping them down and pushing towards the basket and blocking the shots. It just shows a lot of having a point guard, pass first point guard means a lot in the tournament because that's what the tournament's about. And it reminds me, his run and his play necessarily doesn't remind me of Derrick Rose, but it definitely can be like a Kemba. He definitely reminds me of one of those New York guards. Those New York guards that make an imprint on the tournament means a lot. You know, so how Kemba came in, took over, and led his team to a championship. It's just those New York guards, man, when they come to the tournament, you put the ball in their hands, they make the right decisions.
Absolutely.
All right, man. So let's get into the next part of this. And I'm going to start with you on this one, Ray. Give me your favorite moment you've seen so far in the tournament.
Bro, gotta be Fairleigh Dickinson, man. Like, nobody would have never thought they would do anything, man, to pull off the upsets and make it to the Sweet 16. Shout out to them. The head coach even got him a elevated job. So it'd probably be definitely Fairleigh Dickinson, man. Like, I don't even know what Fairleigh Dickinson is, honestly, though. But
I think it's in New York.
To make it to Sweet 16. Yeah, and then, you know, his head coach gave it to get a better job. Man, shout out to them. That's probably the most surprising.
D, give me your thoughts, man. What's your favorite moments?
Yeah.
No, it's a 15. They were a 15. They were a 15. 15 seed. Being a 2. Key, man, what's your favorite moment?
Man, my favorite moment got to be Princeton, which is a school not known for basketball. You know what I'm saying? Kids about their books. When you think of Princeton, you think, man, you very, very, very smart. You know what I'm saying? To get accepted to go there. And just to be still in the tournament or have a deep run in the tournament, that's very impressive to me. Where, you know what I'm saying, you definitely a student athlete. You know what I'm saying? They actually getting their books. They probably going to class every day.
Princeton doesn't offer scholarships.
Right. So they going to class every day.
Right.
Yeah, they going in there learning. So to put a product like that with the basketball team shows me a lot that there's a lot of black excellent kids out here just being excelling in the classroom just than being on the basketball court. So I'm gonna go with Princeton.
Yeah, my favorite moment has to be the pass from Nowell to Johnson in the middle of the game, the lob pass where it looked like he was
calling a play,
maybe
Arguing with the
getting
coach.
in the right situation, arguing with the coach. We really don't even really know what exactly that conversation was about because they really haven't disclosed that conversation. But the fact that he was able to throw that in the middle of the game in a mix of a very highly contested overtime, to have that quick. First of all, to have that quick of a trigger to throw it in the right spot in the right place, great ball placement. I mean, they're only up by 2 points, I think, at that point. And like I said before, it's in the middle of overtime. It's intense. A lot of things are happening, and just to have that frame of mind to just that quick, boom, throw it up and lay it right in his hands and dunk backwards. I mean, that was a brilliant play, a brilliant moment between two highly competitive teams. It blew my mind that he threw it then. Because most people would be very tight at that point of the game. The nerves are sneaking in. You're going against one of those blue blood teams. Michigan State's a team that wins a lot in the tournament. And the Tom Izzo team ain't gonna beat themselves. They're gonna keep playing. They're gonna play well. So the fact that he was able to throw that out there, and it just changed the momentum of the game. It gave them a boost of confidence. They threw a couple of plays where they were just out of sync, and then all of a sudden he's talking to the coach and he throws it up back. I mean, everybody went crazy. That and the Furman game. The game where Furman was playing against Virginia, and the kid threw the ball down the court, not realizing that he just throwing up in the air. Nobody understand where he's going with that pass, and then the Furman kid caught it, and then the moxie of the kid is just to catch and shoot that tray ball and sink Virginia's team.
Yeah, bro.
That was huge.
That was another one.
That was another play that I was like, man, you couldn't really even understand the level of that at that moment of him making that, intercepting that ball, throwing to the guard, and the guard not even thinking about shooting the three. That was huge, brother. It's missed a lot of big shots being made in this tournament.
Yeah, your boy Struthers from Zags.
Yeah, that was another play.
After barely hit his.
From the logo. And a clip and a No, I was saying, that was a clutch moment. It's like the game is on the line, the pull up.
And he didn't even need a three. They were only down one.
It's been a lot of big shots, clutch shots happening in this tournament.
But you know what? That tells you how much skills these kids got in talent now. Back in my day, man, you shoot a shot like that, bro, you getting yanked. Now coach is like, it's like a regular shot now. When you down by one and you shooting from the logo, man, what? That wasn't even unheard of back then. You doing some shit like that.
You ready to transfer, but boy, he gonna chew you out, boy, for real.
So it's been a lot of great moments, man. We're gonna keep enjoying them. Tournament starts back today, so look forward to see how this Elite Eight wraps up. All right, man, let's get into some DC talk. You know what I mean? Georgetown Hoyas. Let's see what we got going on here. That's my squad, actually.
Your squad.
That's my squad, and we have been all full. I think we've only won 2 Big East games in the last 2 years.
Jeez.
And so we have been absolutely terrible. I'm sorry, Pat, he had to go. I thought Pat was going last year. I think they gave him an extra year because of COVID. Yeah. And it just hasn't been working out for him. So they brought in a new coach. Cooley's here from Providence College. He's been doing well there. He's had them on a good run. Now he's at Georgetown. And let's talk about it. Do you think he can bring him back to prominence, bro? Start off with us, Ray. What do you think he's gonna do here?
I think he can, man, because the area got so much talent, man. When you think about D.C., Virginia, Maryland, you can go up to Philly, right? New York, like you can get the talent. You just need that coach that's gonna get in the trenches. And Cooley is like a grinded out type coach. Not saying Pat didn't, hit the pavement and recruit like he probably should have, but there's no reason for Georgetown to be as bad as they are. I know the academic standards to get in Georgetown is very high, but shit, they had Allen Iverson. They had these superstars, Victor Page, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe. Like, they've had big-time stars and gritty players to get back, and I think they can get back to it with Cooley, and I think he's going to get them back in a couple years.
Key.
Yeah, I was couple of weeks ago, maybe a few months ago, I went to a Georgetown game, but it was a disappointment. Bro. It was, bro. It was
5 people.
Man, it was like it was worse than a middle school game. and they hosting it in the Capital One Arena.
Oh, it's empty.
Yeah, it's empty, bro. I'd have been to better AAU games, and I was just looking at the talent that they recruited, and I'm like, how? Like, bro, you in probably one of the best top 5 area for talent playing basketball.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You said, you got Baltimore right here, you got DC, you got Virginia, you got Philly right there. You can go up to New York. Like, man, and you in a city where kids will want to come live. And Georgetown is like royalty.
Have you been on that campus?
Yes.
Literally, that's like a whole different level of the world.
I'd have been in the locker room. I'd have been in the
Been
facility.
yeah,
like where the
nice.
players go and study. Like it's built up. Like
Georgetown campus and just the overall arena,
Yes.
the overall experience.
Yes.
It's not like anything else you've seen. Like, you'll come around that little corner, you ride up to Georgetown, you come up the hill, and when you go up there, you be like, this still DC?
Yeah.
You still think this still DC? And it's got beautiful campus.
Yeah, because when Cassie was playing AAU basketball, we had a tour where we go in the locker room. They got all the sneakers. They got the film room section with the plushed out seat. And I'm like, how are you not getting the talent here?
Yeah.
And when I was there, you had the white students and the black students that go there, they was ready to cheer. They had their sign, they had their own section. Then they start, fire your union. I said, yeah, it's coming. Fire your, they were hollering for Rick Pitino. We want Rick Pitino. So I just knew it was coming, but you don't win 2. Oh, man, it's crazy. And an alumni of Georgetown is rich. It's a rich alumni, bro. Yeah. For you not to get top tier talent with the NIL deals. So it was time, bro. It's time to put Georgetown back on the map. And I know they wanted to get you on a run because he did a lot for it. He's one of the first one to put Georgetown on the map. Because Georgetown was a nobody to Patrick Ewing and God bless the dead. And what's my man name? The coach,
John Thompson.
John Thompson.
Big John.
Changed that program around.
Yeah, Big John. Thompson, David Wingate.
Yeah. So it started from
Floyd.
So. I'm not even a Georgetown fan, but I just want
Alonzo Mourning.
He had some talent.
AI.
Victor Page was cool.
So I just want Georgetown to get back.
White.
Yeah, just get back to being relevant, man. Seeing them in the tournament.
And
I wasn't even a Georgetown fan, but it's iconic with the Georgetown. But you wanted the starter. You wanted
it's a brand.
It was a legit
brand fire.
Yeah, so they
black
had to make
socks,
a move, bro.
the black sneakers. If people think that's Michigan first, no,
Georgetown was the first one.
That's
but I was disappointed when I went to the game, bro. Literally, I was like, damn, this it, bro. So
hopefully Cooley can bring it back.
Yeah.
Jonathan, man, give us your final thoughts on this. Give the final thoughts.
Yeah.
She's the best.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, yeah, it's gonna be because I mean NIL deal. I don't know how Pat was utilizing the NIL deal the way he was, but that's gonna be one of the differences too. We got to see exactly from the NIL aspect of things, how can Cooley use that in play to bring some of those top tier athletes to the university? All right, man, let's get some NBA talk right quick. T-Mass, before you get out of here, brother, give me your thoughts on Jalen Brown's comments on whether he wants to come back to the Celtics or not.
I understand it, but you got to realize it's a business. I understand his name has always been in trade talk. You know, and he's not the first player. He's not going to be the last player. But when you in a business, bro, you can't get in your feelings. You just got to win and make them say, no, we want to keep you. You know, win and solve everything.
Yep.
And y'all not babies no more, bro. It's time to put up a shut up.
Yep.
It's time for y'all to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? Y'all been knocking on the door for a couple of years now, you and Tatum. It's time for y'all, look, it's supposed to be y'all time right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I just hate to say, bro, these kids are sensitive, bro. like they soft, bro. Like, you don't want to come back because your name was in a trade talk for Kevin Durant or somebody else. Like, come on, bro, man up and go win the championship this year. And trust me, they want to give you whatever you want. Because Boston is another city, like LA, they are about winning championship. They're not about having the best record in the regular season or getting to the finals and losing. You know what I'm saying? I love they not gonna get 18 before we get 18, but he got to man up, bro, and show why I should be here for the rest of my career. Not, I don't know if I want to come here no more.
Yeah.
At that age point, like shit, and you know Boston fans go hard. Like fuck it, you don't want to be here. Fucking get out of here.
Yeah, leave.
You ain't winning us no championship no way. What have you won us?
Yeah.
So you know, for him, bro, Jalen, bro, just go out there this year, bro, and go get him win a chip.
Yeah.
Y'all got the talent. Y'all got the experience now. Y'all not babies no more. Nobody's saying, oh, they young. Like, bro, this year about what, 7?
Something like that.
It's time to go
6 or something like that.
Yeah, it's time to go win a championship. Y'all got everything. Y'all got all the pieces. And y'all's like sliding right now over the last month or two. Yeah. And I get it. It's a long season. Y'all veteran team now. Y'all ready for the playoff. But just go win the championship, bro, and everything gonna take care of everything. Trust me. Yeah. You win in Boston, they're gonna take care of you.
Yeah, I just think he just feel underappreciated, right? And I get it. Everybody wants to feel appreciated. He's the co-star to Jason Tatum, and I just think he just feel unappreciated. And it's just a business, bro. Doesn't mean you get traded. Mean people don't want you. It's just like it's a business. If I got a chance to get Kevin Durant, everybody on the table to be ready to be traded, right? Unless you Jason Tatum, probably the only one, but everybody else was getting traded. Ask Miles Bridges how it worked out for him. Right? He is shining in Brooklyn right now. Without that trade, nobody really thought Miles Bridges could be who he is. So if I'm Jalen Brown, I get it. You feel slighted. You feel played. Your name is always in trade talk. But for your name to always be in trade talk, that means somebody else wants you. And if Boston feel like they don't want you, go shine and be a superstar, megastar somewhere else. It's not the end of the world for your career. You still going to make a ton of money. You still going to be, now if you get traded, the face of a franchise. Right? At the end of the day, bro, it's business. And don't treat it like, you know, they don't care about me. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I just think he feels slighted because his name is always in the talks of trades. And I just think he just want to feel appreciated.
Go win a chip.
Yeah, championship win it all, but that don't mean he's not going to still feel the way he feels underappreciated. Whether they win a chip or not. He still could be traded. that doesn't matter.
But I think if you win a chip, they gonna want to give you the long-term deal, being like, because Boston, like LA, bro, championship or bust.
Yeah.
Is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So they tired of saying we young now. Y'all grown men now. Y'all grew up. It's time for y'all to go win a chip. Y'all been knocking on the door since 5-6 years now, at least 4 years. So Boston ready for a championship, bro.
I don't know if it's just a championship thing. I mean, to me, if you look at his play in the finals versus Tatum's, I played Tatum. So I think for him, the slight comes from the fact that you guys keep making it seem like I'm not playing to this high level, and I'm in trade talks, but Jason ain't in trade talks.
Yeah, but you gotta, like Ray said, bro. You was in trade talk for Kevin Durant. Who wouldn't be in trade talk for Kevin Durant?
But like you said, why not Tatum?
Because Tatum is a better player. It just is. It is what it is.
If I'm looking at it from his standpoint, I'm like, is he?
Yes, clearly. If you're watching basketball, Jason Tatum is better than you.
When the crunch time shows up, he's not being better.
Yeah, he had a bad finals, and a lot of people had a bad finals. But if hands down in 82 games, Tatum is the better player.
But are we 82 game? Is he being judged by 82 games at this point, or judged by the playoffs?
Well, but I'm saying Tatum had a monster playoff. He just had a bad finals. Like Tatum balled out.
I mean, like I said before, are we judging him by? And I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. Are you judging Tatum by the playoffs or the 82 games? Because if you're judging him by the finals, which is where he needs to be judged at all costs at this point of his career, he was awful.
Yeah.
But I would get him that. But it been from history. Players first time in the finals didn't do great. Steph Curry, LeBron. You can go on and on and on and on. Magic. You can go on and on and on.
Well,
Their first finals was horrible.
I don't know what you mean by that, because LeBron first finals was against who?
The Spurs. He got swept.
But losing. We're not talking about just losing.
But he didn't have a monster game because Pop was daring him to shoot. He wouldn't even take a.
We're not talking about the losing factor. We're talking about the fact is the way. I mean, his performance, Jason Tatum's performance, was unsatisfactory.
And I thought LeBron James' first finals was harder than Jason Tatum. Like they was backing off the dude. Like they was like daring him to take shots.
Steph first finals, he had 27 a game.
Yeah, but
Tatum's scoring total went down like 6, 7, 8 points.
So did LeBron. So did Magic. We can keep going.
Magic won the championship his first finals.
Yeah, he played center. He played well.
And he had 42 and 14 in one game.
He did, but Kareem was really the man in that first final. LeBron,
Kareem got hurt though.
Game 6, Magic had a dominant game. But if Kareem don't get hurt, they just gave him the Finals MVP because Kareem should really been the Finals MVP.
All I'm trying to state is that the way it was a very unwhelming. I think it's a word I'm looking for, but it wasn't a great performance by Jason Tatum. And so if I'm Jalen Brown, why would I not look at it like, whoa, you keep pulling us? They keep pushing his name out there, which is always it could be a good thing too, because that means that you're really wanted, right? Yeah. But at the same time, you're also looking at it like, at this point, I've proven myself to be a asset to this organization and to the team, and yet the best player who has not showed at times when they need him to show up. I mean, what has he done? So I mean, I'm looking at it from Jalen Brown's standpoint.
But he gotta realize, like I said, it's a business, bro. You can't get in your feeling about a business. Ain't nobody safe when it comes to a business.
Don, give us some final thoughts on this. What's your thoughts on it?
Yes, he
Yeah,
really.
he
He is really. Yes, he's better, bro. Stop it, bro. Stop it, bro. It ain't even close. It ain't even close. Man, stop it, bro. Okay. Yeah, but that's common sense, Donovan. That's the apples and oranges, bro. That's the apple and oranges you talking. Yes. Yeah, that's apple and oranges. That's two different things. No, but they was trying to take Jalen Brown off for Kevin Durant.
But let me hold on. If you put it in comparison, like I think they're very good. They're very good with each other, and they do complement each other very well. But I mean, it ain't a difference of like how Michael Jordan was to Scottie Pippen. That's a clear 1 and 2. That's a clear 1 and 2.
I don't think Jalen Brown can carry a team.
Jalen Brown may not can carry a team, but I really don't know if Tatum can carry a team.
I think Tatum can.
So you can't make that comment because you haven't seen it.
Right.
And I don't see.
He played well his rookie year because Brown wasn't there when they went to the final. Kyrie got hurt,
and Kyrie wasn't there.
They played well. Tatum played well.
Tatum wasn't the guy on that team. Man.
Who was?
It was a collective effort.
I mean, but Tatum was the
Tatum was the main dog, though. He was the main guy.
That was a collective.
But he was the main guy.
No, he wasn't. It was Isaiah Thomas was the main guy there.
Didn't
That was
Isaiah
the
get
Thomas
hurt?
team.
Isaiah wasn't on that team.
Nah,
Isaiah
wasn't on that team.
Kyrie was there.
Yeah,
Isaiah
Kyrie got
wasn't
hurt.
there.
With the Kyrie team,
Yeah.
the Kyrie team, but still he wasn't the. Jason
Who was
Tatum
the main guy?
He averaged 19 a game. He wasn't the main
He
guy.
averaged more than 19.
No, he did.
Yeah.
No, he did.
He played well.
He was the main
But
focus.
he wasn't
on
the
it.
main guy. It was a combination effort on that team.
It was. You need that.
But that's different between the last 2 years. The last 2 years, he's been 1A. But it can be discussion that Jalen Brown's been 1B.
Yeah, no doubt about
that.
But the distinction I'm trying to compare is it's not like Jordan and Pippen, where Jordan was clearly 1 and Pippen was 2.
Yeah, but Pippen is a 2 to me. But Jordan, we talking about the greatest of all time, bro. Like there's different levels.
But it's like it's like how LeBron was when he was with D Wade.
But D Wade was
1A, 1 and 1B.
But D Wade was right there though. D Wade took a backseat.
But that sometimes maybe Jalen Brown feels I'm taking the back.
I don't see him.
He probably.
I don't see Jalen.
Recognition-wise, I think
he is taking the back.
Recognition-wise, I think he's taking the back.
But
I
I don't see him going to a team and leading a team deep in the playoff.
But I haven't seen Jason Tatum.
I saw Jason Tatum do it. We just said it. Like he took LeBron to Game 7.
I don't think that was just a Jason Tatum.
But you need team effort. But I'm saying he was the alpha of that team.
He was a lead guy.
He was the alpha of that team.
I mean, it was a team effort, but I said he was a lead guy.
He was the lead guy.
But I think Jalen just feels recognition-wise. He just
Who
feels
was the lead guy?
He's an all-star, 2-time all-star.
Who was the lead guy? Kyrie was hurt. Who was the lead guy?
I'm trying to recall that year, but I mean
that was his rookie year.
That was his rookie year. And that was his rookie year.
But that was Jalen Brown's second year then.
No, Jalen came after
that.
No, Jalen came before that. No, Jalen's older than Jason Tatum. What are y'all talking? That's why I didn't know y'all.
Jalen Brown wasn't on that team.
Jalen Brown is
the Kyrie
older.
team.
Jalen Brown is older.
Doesn't mean he's older. I mean he was in the league before him.
Yes, he was. He came before Jason Tatum.
I don't know. He was on the
Kyrie team.
No, he came before Jason Tatum. Jalen Brown is older. Jalen Brown.
Because he's older doesn't mean he's in the league longer.
Jalen Brown only played 1 year at Cal.
Tatum only played 1 year.
Oh, he came after him.
I don't remember him on that.
No, he was on that team. He had to be on that team.
I don't remember on that Kyrie team.
He's on that team.
But anyway, I don't know about that. But anyway, my man was the leading dog of that team. Tatum was. Because that's when LeBron said, "Oh, he the real deal." After that series,
but he had a great series, but that was a combination effort on that team, bro.
Everybody need effort when you go on a team. It's a team game. Everybody need effort, but it got to be one main guy who's the driving force. It got to be one main guy. Like I told y'all, Bradley Beal could never lead a team when John Wall was there. I said John Wall is the driving force. And we saw what Bradley Beal been doing ever since he became his team.
2016, bro. I told you it was the year before. He came out the year before as a third pick.
You might be right.
I don't remember him on that team, though.
He was on that team.
He wasn't a factor like Tatum.
Yeah, he ain't showing. That show didn't remember him on that
He
team
wasn't
at
a
all.
factor like Tatum.
That show didn't remember him at all, for real.
So all I'm saying.
I'm just letting you know that maybe that's how dude feels.
I'm sure he
It
feels
feel like
way.
that. I'm
'Cause he
quite
feels he's
sure
a star. He
Like,
feels he's a star.
He feels like he's a star player.
He's balling, bro.
And he's been balling. He's gotten better every year.
Yeah.
And he's not getting in the same. He's not getting the same recognition.
But he been in the trade offer for Kevin Durant. It wasn't like he was in the trade offer for a bump.
I think he's been trade off for other stuff too.
I don't know. I
Just
know.
Kevin
Boston
Durant
should
ain't the
trade
only
him.
one.
They Boston should trade him.
No, I mean, why would you?
Nah, why would you?
Why would you?
Unless you want to get
Man.
Kevin Durant or somebody. Like who?
I wouldn't trade for Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant
Oh.
health history is not great at all.
Bro.
It's not. He definitely.
The fact that he was out 3 weeks after stumbling over the ankle, man, like that, 3 weeks.
But I really think if the playoff would start today, I think he could have played.
I don't think so.
I think so.
Because the Phoenix is not playing well, and he needs to be out on the floor.
But I don't think the seeding matters. It should matter.
In the
but
West?
The West so
Who you play in the first round matters in the West.
But who you afraid of if you Phoenix? You got to
You're not be afraid of nobody, but
You're not
who
afraid
you
of
play in the
nobody.
first round matters.
Not if you
Phoenix
gotta,
don't want to play Memphis.
Now if you got to help the Kevin Durant, I'm not scared of Memphis. What the fuck had Memphis won?
Hold on. Before we jump into the into NFL, let's talk real quick about Memphis.
What the fuck they had they won?
They won something now. What does that matter? What does Phoenix
Sound a little hostile in your
I'm
voice.
just
What
saying,
Phoenix
bro.
won?
They the Sacramento Kings of the West from back in the day, bro.
Who? How?
They talk a lot of shit, win in the regular season, then they come to the playoffs, they go home. They go home.
Man, what is you talking about?
They hadn't made a Western Conference Finals yet. So you haven't won anything. So same way with Sacramento Kings was with Chris Webber and Doug talking all this shit in the regular season. We want the Lakers. We the new kids on the block. And then you get in the playoffs and get waxed.
They didn't get waxed. They win 7 games.
It don't matter. You still get lost.
They win 7 games.
So win, no,
A
they
lot
win
of
6
people-
games. They win 6 games.
They win 7 games, bro.
To who?
LA
Golden State?
beat them in Sacramento.
Oh yeah, but I'm
So
saying
they beat them in 7
yeah,
games.
but before that,
And a lot of people can say the refs really played more part of that series than anything else.
you could say that, but at the end of the day, you didn't win anything.
Yeah, I mean, but that's a lot of teams.
Right. So until you
Like
win,
Dame Lillard said.
Right.
Dame Lillard was talking about that. Like, how many times, as great as Dame Lillard has been, he's only been in Western Conference Finals, once? So what do you think what do you think the league's gonna happen? I mean, somebody's gonna lose.
I get that, but I'm saying you can't talk shit like you're a winner. You can't. You
Yeah,
can't.
been winning.
I mean,
They win a
You
championship.
can talk
You can't-
about you can talk about you're ready to sin. I don't see what's nothing wrong with them talking about sinning to where they want to be.
But like they come that goes like Draymond said, bro, it's not a robbery. Till you beat us.
It's not a robbery.
Till you beat us.
I ain't got no problem with them talking, though. You just got to back it up.
Right. Until you beat Golden State in the playoff, bro, it's not a rivalry. Just like when Sacramento was talking about, we're a rivalry to the Lakers. Until you knock them out the playoffs, it's not a rivalry, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about a game in February. That's what I'm just saying. Nobody gives a fuck about a February game.
Teams can say that all they want to, but when Clay shot that 3 over Dylan Brooks and was prancing down the court talking shit, he definitely felt like that was a big play in the game. Therefore, he felt like any other person, it was big for him.
Yeah, not
So
just
it was big for their team,
Right.
and they were excited about beating Memphis in that damn game. But unfortunately, when Dylan Brooks hit that tray in his face and me mugged him, he gave him exactly what he wanted. The same energy he provided, he gave it back.
I get that.
What's the problem?
All I'm saying is you can't call it a rivalry until you knock them out the playoffs.
That's not a robbery.
It's not a rivalry,
But
dog.
they have knocked him out.
No, they haven't. They haven't beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah, they beat him in the play-in game.
The playoffs, bro. I'm talking about,
That
and they
is
wouldn't even,
playoffs.
and they wouldn't even hold in. They didn't have Clay. They didn't have Draymond. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about
What team is?
when I'm talking about when the core is there, they haven't won.
Love, they can say the same thing.
Say, bro.
You can say the same
gonna see
thing.
it.
You think about it. You think about John Morant went out game 3,
Yeah, that's right.
so they can say the same thing. But I think it was game 2.
But you got to beat the man to come to man, dog.
No, but they can say the same thing. They can say you ain't beat us whole.
Okay, so this year you got to beat them.
We're gonna see.
You got to beat them.
You see that? You see that masked man the other day, right?
You got to
He
beat
broke his
them.
nose or
I
something?
just saying. You see that masked man?
I gotta
He
get
done
up
took
out of
his 8-game hiatus. You
Yeah.
see what he looking? Don't play with him.
Took a vacay.
All right, man. Let's move forward, man. Let's keep moving, man. Let's get out of this one. Let's get into it. D, you still on the line?
Yeah, boy, still there.
Cause I can't hear you. Okay. Hey man, let's get some free agency. Let's get some free agency talk on the NFL, man. So we saw that Cam was throwing at the Auburn Pro Day. He put it out there. Maybe he want to be back in the NFL. Give us your thoughts, man. Do you think Cam deserves another shot in the pros, in the NFL, brother, as a quarterback?
Go ahead. You take this one.
Yeah, I think Cam, he can still be a viable backup. But I think he just has to say it because I think people just have that label of Cam as a superstar. Think he still has it. The cachet, the bravado. Like Cam still think he's probably the guy. But I think if he just said, look, I'm willing to come in, be a backup, work. If I become a starter, great. If I don't, I think he just has to say it, bro. And I think that's what teams are looking for. A cat to come in ready to work, and if you become the starter, you become the starter. But I think Cam probably still think he can start in the NFL, dog. Really, truly, I think he can. I think he believes he can.
I don't think he's going to get a shot because he puts so much pressure on the organization. If a quarterback in that quarterback room, he can be, backup, but it's always going to be like if a quarterback struggles, when is Cam going to start?
Yeah.
When is Cam going to play? Let's see Cam play.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a player. The player's going to be behind him because he's a very likable guy.
Yep.
A big presence, a big personality. I think this is a moment where Cam's got to figure out what's next in his career. Yeah. It's just not going to be a moment where he can keep pushing forward in this type of arena and think that being a backup is going to help him. It's just not there for him. Sometimes, your personality, who you are as a person, it's just not allow you to be somebody that can take a secondary role.
Yeah.
AI was a prime example.
Yep, wasn't coming off the bench.
He wasn't coming off the bench.
Yeah.
And he just had issues with it. And he's just gonna be one of those guys, even if people say, oh, he humbled himself. Yeah. Excuse me. It's just one of those things that is just not going to be favorable for him because of his personality, who he is, and his drive. Yeah. And people just it's always gonna be an issue. All locker rooms gonna cheer for him. They're gonna want him to play if the quarterback's struggling, if they're not winning. The clamor is going to start. And, he's going to have to, just understand he's got to build a new career for himself.
Yeah, it might be time to just move on.
It may be time to move on to something else.
Yeah.
I did like the fact that he went to the pro day helped some of those athletes out, gave some notoriety to the people there. Allowed some of those people to get on the main stage because Auburn this year probably hasn't had the same talent going to the NFL as in the past. Yeah. So it meant a lot from that standpoint because people were like, he's throwing there. Then, more scouts came down, more people. There was more eyes on Auburn's pro day than probably beforehand.
I'm sure his brother was excited.
Yeah, having his brother there, throwing to his brother, who's an NFL draft prospect, by the way. Yeah. And he's being trying to think as far as agency. His agency is Pyramid Agency. My boy O. So my boy, he's one of my boy O's clients. Yep. Orlando, shout out to Orlando, man. That's one of Orlando's clients.
Yes, sir.
Caden, I think it's Caden. What's that? Caden Newton. Yeah.
That's a good look.
So so shout out to him, graduate, and Caden graduated from William & Mary, and that's one of his clients, man. So I think it was just big in that aspect, and that's great. But outside of that, he's gonna have to figure out, man. He's gonna have to put a new role for himself.
Yeah, we got to get you back on the show, my man.
Absolutely. All right, brothers, so let's get to the next topic very quick. I don't know what happened to D. D may fan it out. We have no idea.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Let's start off with the Panthers. We saw that they traded up for the number 1 draft pick, man. Like, who should the Panthers pick in that number 1 spot? Now that everything kind of calmed down, we had pro days. We saw CJ. We saw Bryce. We saw other pro days out there. Who should the Panthers pick in that first pick? D, start us off.
Yeah, I agree, man. Bryce has checked all the boxes. I mean, I know he's not the prototypical 6'3", 6'4" quarterback, but the boy got the intangibles, man. He's a winner. And it proved to me that he's a winner when you lose Smitty. You lose, what's up, boy, Williams to the NFL draft. You lose Najee. You lose all those cats that he played with and then come back with the cast of characters. And we always talked about Alabama, can the receiver corps step up, and Bryce still had a phenomenal year. And he's just a winner, bro. The biggest games you never looked at like, man, Bryce had a bad game. That's why they lost. Or you never saw a pass get batted down from Bryce. So for me, man, the biggest games, Bryce has always stepped up and he's been consistent. And I think CJ, Stroud, he'll be a great pick as a number one pick, but, can he win those big games for you? And that's what you drafting the number one pick as a quarterback. He's changing your franchise to win these type of games. So if I'm the Panthers, for me, it's hands down is Bryce Young, definitely.
Yeah, I think they should go with Bryce. I wish they wouldn't. I mean, because in our conference, they go from probably having the worst quarterback group to maybe first and second, because you got Derek Carr at New Orleans, you got Baker in Tampa Bay, and then you bring in Bryce, a young quarterback himself. He could dominate that division.
Yeah.
And you got Ryder in Atlanta, which I really don't understand what we're doing with that position. I just don't understand why they won't go after a quarterback now, or just keep waiting and keep trying to plug in somebody. I don't mean they went and got Tyler Heineken. I really understand that.
What y'all draft, 8?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot to move up to get one of them top quarterbacks. I just don't like Levis. Hope y'all don't draft.
I mean, Panthers they were 9.
Yeah.
They were the first. Yeah, you're gonna give up a lot, but you need to get your quarterback of the future.
Yeah.
And so it didn't make sense. Anyway. So yeah, we are in a position where, we know that if this kid you got to get him. CJ, and this is no slight on CJ. He looked great.
Yeah.
He looked great, especially in his pro day. He looked great. He made all the throws. Will Levis is going to be interesting. But Bryce, his production, what he's done in Alabama, I mean, his height's never been an issue. He throws over the window. He knows to throw in the middle. That's one of his greatest completion has been, or his highest completion level has been in the middle of the field. So you know it's not going to be an issue there. So, man, listen, go with Bryce. Don't go with anybody else. It makes more sense to go with Bryce, brother.
Facts.
All right, let's get into those commanders. And we just got our boy back in. He had some troubles earlier, but now we can talk about this commander because he's a Commander fan. Let's dive into him. D, give me your thoughts on Magic Johnson, Jordan, and the Harrison group to buy the Commanders, man. What's your thought? What you thought about it?
Yeah, I think Magic is what that group needed, man. Magic is an instant winner. He's going to command excellence from a winning standpoint. He's going to bring jobs to the inner city community. He already got Magic Johnson Theater right at the Capitol Boulevard, right by Commander Stadium. So I know day one he's going to be invested even more into the community to help the African American community. And you need someone that's a face of the face of the league, face of a franchise. And Magic just has that charismatic smile. Like, people who's really attractive to Magic. Like, he's just engaging. And see what he's done with the Dodgers. Helping lead that group. From the Lakers to everything he's touched, it seems like it just wins, man. And I think it's just good for a PR move for the Commanders, just to get from out of the negativity that they have going on right now with Snyder. And I think bringing Magic into the Harris group, I think it's a phenomenal move for him, man. And hopefully they're the one that get it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what it's gonna make. I don't know if it's gonna, if it does anything. I think the only thing it can really do, from a standpoint, I think all these guys are gonna be able to figure this out, is putting a stadium in the area.
Yeah.
Get a new stadium in there, because I think the FedEx Field is done. I think a lot of people want to move on from that particular location, and I think the opportunity now is for them to figure out, like, what's the next steps for this organization. But I do feel like Magic will bring in just a different level. It's just good energy, good, positive, clean energy to this organization that needs a lot of it.
Yeah.
Right? Some professionalism, clean energy, positivity. I don't know who Harris is. I don't know his particular background.
Is it Philly, right?
Yeah, I think he owns. I think he's Philly.
Fires and all that.
So I think he probably understands the East Coast dynamics, and that will help as well. But him, Magic, some of the other guys, I just think the energy would be better.
Yeah.
Jeff Bledsoe would be great too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an issue with either one. I think for the sake of this team and for this organization, you just need to get rid of the current holder.
Absolutely. ASAP.
Absolutely, need to get rid of him.
ASAP.
100%.
ASAP.
That's who needs to move on. Dante, man, you want to give your final thoughts on this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, man. I think I think you guys just need that new energy. That new energy from all aspects will help, because it just means more. It just means more for this city, for the Commanders. So that stupid song that y'all be singing really matters. DC Commanders. I don't know who thought that was, but hey, man, like, that was about the worst song I ever heard.
Clean house.
Clean house, huh? I think that's my statement. The Commanders gonna stay, but
They gonna say they spend their money on that.
The song maybe needs to be different.
Yep, no doubt.
All right, bro. So let's jump into the Miami Dolphins, man. They made a major trade over the last couple of weeks, bringing in Jalen Ramsey to solidify the back end of that defense. Ray, start us off, man. What that trade means to you?
It gives them a shot in the AFC East. When you got Xavier Howard at one corner, Jalen at another corner. But what Jalen am I getting? Right? Am I getting the hungry Jalen or the comfortable Jalen that just, plays when he want to play, feel like cats getting behind him. He's just not really engaged. So what Jalen are you getting? If they're getting a hungry Jalen that can lock you down, then they got something because they got the offensive weapons. If Tua can stay healthy, they keeping their top free agents, and their defense gonna be elite because if you don't have time to throw it, they gonna get to you. They got Bradley Chubb, they got the big boy Wilkins from Clemson. Miami's building something, man, and I think you got to be able to stop people at some time. You playing in an elite AFC, a lot of quarterback talent, and to get another lockdown corner, it only could definitely help your defense.
D, man, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I agree with you, Ray. I think like you say, you hope you can the Jalen Ramsey that when he first came in the league was a dog, and not the Jalen Ramsey like you said, not engaged, take a playoff here, take a playoff there, And I think some of it was that he was tired of being out there with LA, and I think that now he's in a new scenery and a new environment. Now we're going to see what Jalen Ramsey going to get. You're not with the Rams no more. You're in the AFC. Like you said, you with a good defense. You got a good front seven. So you that guy. You got somebody to compliment you on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You stay on that side. You don't have to follow nobody. Let's see the Jalen Ramsey that they said all these quarterbacks are sorry. Let's see that Jalen Ramsey.
Yep.
And I think it's time. I mean, everybody's seen Jalen did all this talking, but Jalen was getting beat on some routes. He was getting beat for touchdowns, and you're looking at everybody else. Well, he's your guy.
Yep.
He was your guy. So now it's time for Jalen to let's see the real Jalen. Jalen, if you still that guy, if you still that lockdown corner, or you still one of the top 5 corners in the league, this is what because your front seven is going to be stout. Your front seven is stout. If they can stay healthy, that defense is going to be stout.
Yep.
But what can you do now, Jalen? Like, it's on you now. All the talking has been talked. Let me see you in a new environment, new coaching staff. Everything is different for you now. Let me see what you're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in a situation he's going to have to prove himself. I'm not sure what's his contract deal. Is he up for a new contract?
Probably in a couple of years, I'm sure.
So this is going to be a proven year for him.
Yep.
To stay in the league and keep showing that he's a top 5 cornerback.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of things like people feel like his play is down.
It is.
So that's where he's going. That's where he's in a proven situation. A lot of people feel like his play has not been as steady as it is in the last few years. So he's going to have to figure that part out first. Get out there. And then, I think it's good for Miami. He does have that personality that should help them, get to that next level.
Yep.
I know they've been looking forward to trying to get to that next level because they're playing against Buffalo and in a very tough division. But I think this would be good for them too, right? Having him come in there and bring in that dog mentality and show him how to go win the championship.
Yep. Miami
needs it.
Yeah.
So I think this is a major play for them. It was a major trade.
Yeah, big time.
Absolutely. Let's dive into OBJ, man. D, man, should OBJ sign with the Jets?
Yep. For me, I would say no. If it's a football decision, I'll go with Kansas City. You immediately become the number 2 option behind Kelsey. KC lost Juju, so he'll get everything he wants. He still want to be the man, I'm sure. He still got it. go to KC. You go to the Jets, you number 3, right? Possibly number 3. I think Lazard will probably be number 2. If Rodgers go to the Jets, he's a favorite target for him. The Garrett Wilson coming off the offensive rookie of the year. So I wouldn't go to New York. Yeah, he started with the Giants. He's a superstar. He probably would want to be there from a living standpoint, off the field stuff. But if it's just purely football, man, go link up with Patty, bro, and you're gonna ultimately get a chance to win. Because they're in the AFC Championship game for the last 4-5 years, damn man. So if it's winning, if it's about football, bro, I'm going to Kansas City, dog.
I mean, listen. I think he's clamoring on being back on that national level. If he goes to the Jets and be OBJ that we seen when he was at the last 4 or 5 games with the Rams, it's a good decision. The Jets trying to bring some, and it helps the Jets too. They're trying to bring that notoriety that they had that they never had in the past. And he's the big name. You come with A-Rod. He wants to play with A-Rod. He's been trying to get with A-Rod for a very long time now.
Yeah.
So I like the move. I like it. I think he should make it. I think he should sign there. I don't know what A-Rod gonna do with this situation because they want a first-round draft pick, and I wouldn't trade a first-round pick for him. Now, who I would do if I was the Jets, I'm just feeling like, hey, we're not going to get a top quarterback in the draft. I send those 2 to Baltimore.
Go get Lamar.
They go get Lamar.
And they got a ton of cap space. If you willing to take on Aaron Rodgers, $60 million,
yeah,
you got the money.
You got the money, so why not go get Lamar? Lamar OBJ, that's deadly in New York. And you got to realize you're riding the Giants.
Yep.
Who's winning, just took their team to the playoffs. It's a bigger market, a bigger name, bigger brand in your market.
Yeah.
You got to do something to compare. So to me, that's what I would do. Go get Lamar. Go grab Lamar and say, man, listen, let's go make a push after this in the AFC. He already knows the landscape of the AFC. He's a top 10 quarterback in the AFC.
Yeah.
You got weapons.
Not a bad option.
Running game, good defense. Why not go get Lamar? Baltimore's gonna be instantly not as good as they once was.
Definitely.
Man, I'll go get Lamar, bro. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Make that decision and keep it moving. Go get Lamar and keep moving on. Keep moving on for there. Let me ask you a quick question. Indeed, you start this off with just even the Lamar situation. Like, what did you think about when the NFL was pushing out the memo saying that do not work with the one of the representative of Lamar Jackson as far as a contract situation? What's your thoughts on that?
Bruh, Lamar need to quit it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's smoke is fire. So something had to go on. Lamar can come out and deny it. The guy, I think that he does some business, gym equipment business with, says it's not true. But the NFL too smart for this, bro. They're not gonna send no memo out to 32 teams if nothing happened, right? Something happened, right? But I think Lamar is just probably being blackballed. Like, this is not the first time a player has been represented by themselves with no agent. So I'm not gonna knock him for that. Like, it's been done before, bro. Don't knock the man for that. But whatever reason, something they just don't want to give him no fair shot. They just don't want to give him a fair deal for whatever reason. And whether it's in Baltimore or any other team, I don't know if he's even gonna get the deal that he wants, bro. I think teams, the owners just probably like locking on and say don't give him a deal. That's the way it seems.
Yeah, I don't. Go ahead, Don.
Shit, they're just gonna move the goalpost again, saying he's not worth Joe Burrow type money. He's not worth it. They're gonna move the goalpost. They're gonna find another reason, just like now. Figure that shit out. Yeah. It's just something. It's a bad look, man. It's unfortunate for him, bro. Like he's scrapping to get his money when he's clearly earned it. Like it's just sad, man. It's truly sad.
It's gonna be a tough situation because I don't know if you can. I mean, yeah, if they bring in new guys, I mean, the new quarterback, the next quarterback trio of players and contracts up. Yeah, that's gonna be different. I'm hesitant on the sense that I don't think they're gonna pay him more. They may pay him the value of what they have, but they're still gonna underpay him.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: I don't understand why they attack Lamar because he wants to do what Deshaun Watkins did. But nobody attacked Kirk Cousins when he had a 3-year, $84 million contract, all guaranteed.
Right.
Nobody had nothing to say. They were fine with it. You know, that's why I keep telling them. That's why I said before, Lamar, go with lower years, bro. Don't take. I mean, if they offer me 3 years, $133 million, I should make it all guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Make it all guaranteed. 100% make it guaranteed. If you make it all guaranteed, sign that 3-year, $133 million deal. And then when you come up after these 3 years and you win another MVP, you really hit him across the head.
You're going to get another big 200.
You're going to get $200 million. $200 million now, I want $200 million guaranteed.
Yeah.
That's what he needs to do. And that's the only thing I would advise him on. Stop trying to get this 5 year, the same thing as Deshaun Watkins. Okay. All right, so y'all feeling comfortable with the 5 year, $240 million deal?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, we're going to go 3 years, $133 million. That changed the complex of the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can say, okay, we shorten the contract, shorten the year, still get the amount of money. And then you go next year, 2 years from now, I'm on a new deal.
Yeah. Yep.
That's where he's at.
Short is in.
That's where he's at, man. So that's what I would think about. Because, at this point, they're not going to give you the money you want. So shorten your deal up and then come back and hit him across the head 3 years.
Yeah,
because it'll be a new, at that point, you'll have it'll have a new, I'm going to say, I want to keep calling, I want to say market. You have the NFL will have it.
New CBA, right?
Yeah, it's your CBA. You have a new CBA. The NFL's spending, each team is going to go up.
TV deal, because they're going to
because they're
going Prime, right?
And they're going to they're not going. They're going to YouTube TV.
Oh yeah.
YouTube TV is going to be doing the gonna be NFL package.
Oh, instead of TVs, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Get this man this money, man. Get this man the $200 million.
So you already know the
playing around,
the
bro.
money, the money for each what's the salary cap is going up. The salary cap is
Pay
going
this
up.
man, bro.
So why not? Hey, go 3 years, and then we renegotiate. Now the salary cap and the new TV money kicks in.
Yeah.
It's more money. It's more to do, bro.
Yeah, so they do got a ton of money out there.
Stop playing with you, Lamar. Be smart. Go 3 years. Show your deal up.
Yeah.
So you come back with more money.
Facts.
100%.
Facts.
All right, fellas, let's get up out of here. We gotta get out for the day. It's a long one. Before we get out of here, one more thing. Let's talk real quick. Give me your pick. Benitez versus Plant.
It's gonna go.
That's tonight. Who you got, D?
Oh, Canelo. Saul.
And he won his last match though.
Yeah, I like Benitez. How you pronounce his name? The man with the beat.
Yeah, man. I think
Benitez. Benitez. I like. Yeah, I like him, bro. I like him to win tonight.
Yeah, I think you know what. If it's a big ring, I think Plant has a real good chance to move around, stick and jab, but he can't bang it out with the dude, bro. If he tries to sit in there and try to trade punches with him like he did with Canelo, he will get knocked out.
Yeah.
So I think overall, I like Benitez, and listen, if it goes 12, I think Plant takes it, but I like Benitez winning this fight. Benitez winning this fight, man. So, all right, fellas, get your final thoughts when we get up out of here.
Yeah, man, another great show, man. Oh, go ahead, D Springs. The men and the women, right? Yeah, man. You know, another great show, man. So, you know, give us our applause, man. We just wrapped up year 4, and we going into a new season, man. You know, it's a journey. You know, if you asked us 4 years ago where we would be now to where we started, we're light years ahead with further growth to go. You know, everything has not been humpty-dory. We've had fights, we've had arguments, you know, we've had success, but the bigger goal is still ahead. You know, we still plugging away, we staying consistent, and continue to support us, and we know we're going to be here for the long haul, man. Another good 4 years.
Yeah, I echo what Ray said, man. Listen, it's been a great 4 years, a lot of learning curves, a lot of different things that we're still developing and growing in as a show and individually. So keep supporting us, man, and we'll keep trying to move forward as best we can.
Yes, sir.
All right, D, man, can you stay on the call? I appreciate it.
Just stop it. Or you can just call him regular.
Yeah, you call him regular. D, man, what's up, brother? You staying on there?